$697 million annually, plus the shipments of cash funds madrasas, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISIS Khorasan, terrorist training camps. That's what it's funding.
And he told me, he confessed that even within the Boko Haram insurgents that came, there has been several white men within them.
Hello and welcome to the AFRIPLUS News Channel, your trusted source for in-depth African affairs and global issues impacting our continent. Today, we delve into a topic that has sparked significant controversy and concern. Before we proceed, please take a moment to like this video, share it with your network, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss our updates. We encourage you to watch this video to the end to fully grasp the complexities of the subject matter. Disclaimer: the AFRIPLUS News Channel does not support or endorse violence in any form. Our mission is to inform, educate, and foster constructive dialogue. We urge you to share this video widely to help us reach a broader audience and promote informed discussions. Recently, a statement by U.S. Congressman Scott Perry has stirred controversy. He alleged that the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, funded Boko Haram, the extremist group responsible for numerous terror attacks in Nigeria, Cameroon, Niger, and Chad.
Who gets some of that money? Does that name ring a bell to anybody in the room? Because your money, $697 million annually, plus the shipments of cash funds madrasas, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISIS Khorasan, terrorist training camps. That's what it's funding. If you think that the program under Operation Enduring Sentinel entitled Women's Scholarship Endowment, which receives $60 million annually, or the Young Women Lead, which gets about $5 million annually, is going to women who, by the way, if you read the Inspector General's report, is telling you that the Taliban does not allow women to speak in public. Yet somehow you're believing, and American people are supposed to believe, that this money is going for the betterment of the women in Afghanistan. It is not. You are funding terrorism, and it's coming through USAID. And it's not just Afghanistan, because Pakistan's right next door. USAID spent $840 million in the last 20 years on Pakistan's education-related program. It includes $136 million to build 120 schools, of which there is zero evidence that any of them were built. Why would there be any evidence? The Inspector General can't get in to see them. But you know what? We doubled down and spent $20 million from USAID to create educational television programs for children unable to attend the physical school. Yeah, they can't attend it because it doesn't exist. You paid for it. Somebody else got the money. You are paying for terrorism. This has got to end. I yield, Mr. Chairman.
This claim has raised eyebrows and prompted questions about the role of international aid agencies in conflict zones. It's essential to examine the context and implications of such an assertion. USAID is a U.S. government agency primarily responsible for administering civilian foreign aid and development assistance. Its mission includes promoting global health, supporting economic growth, and providing humanitarian assistance during crises. However, their activities in Borno State is questioned by indigenous Nigerians. In a startling revelation, a senior Nigerian army general has raised concerns over the alleged involvement of the USAID in indirectly empowering terrorist groups operating within the region.
Initially, when the NGOs came in, when we started, they didn't want any oversight function. They didn't want us to know where they were going to. We had issues with that because now they will go into the enclave of the terrorists and go and treat them. You are treating the same people that is attacking the communities. You tell them, no, that you are neutral. How neutral can you be? We've had situations where allegations of arms, them conveying arms to us just to make sure that the war continues. We've had situations where they will tell you they are taking food to communities, Halfway, to tell you the trailer has broken down. By next morning, the trailer is empty. And that vehicle that is broken down, the driver will just go and drive it and take it back. So what had happened? You have funded those guys. You are taking care of them equally. We've had several situations like that. So we said, no, it can't continue like that. And that's why we insisted with the state government that, look, the state government must know what's going on. So if any NGO comes, it must be registered. We must monitor what's going on. We've had situations where NGOs will come in with unidentified individuals entering communities. You don't even know what they're doing. They don't have NGO ID cards. They are not part of the government. Who is taking them to know? What are they going there for? And so by the time we start monitoring what they were doing, we noticed things started getting better. So which means something is going on somewhere. Because they come from all over the world and you don't know who is who. So that's why for every country, please regulate what the NGOs are doing, monitor what they're doing. Most times you hear them telling you that they spent $10 million, and then you wonder where. Most times the money is spent on themselves, on their luxuries, the hotels they stay, the vehicles they are using, and all those things. The locals don't benefit much from them. And yet this thing keeps on. I've told you, somebody will come and pay for a house for 10 years ahead. So what is he trying to tell you? This thing will never end until after 10 years, or maybe he will renew it. And again, I always remember that if there is peace and the threat level is low, one, they are going to retrench them. Two, their hazard allowance will reduce. How many of them will want that? We're not saying all of them are bad. No, some are really doing very well. Some are extremely doing very well. But again, please don't just assume they're just monitor what's going on, monitor what's being spent. I think it's important. I think we've dealt with the issue.
There's the last one of extermination of the...
when is it going to end? Maybe I should ask you, when is criminality going to end? It's something that we have to live. No, the truth about it is just something that's the new world order. And it's everywhere. In America, how many killings are going on? It's all acts of terrorism. It's going to be in every country. It is your ability to mitigate, to deal with it in such a way that it does not affect the normal lives of the people. But acts of criminality will continue. That is for sure. Countries that have not had it, please don't allow it to start. Whatever it takes, once it starts, please nip it immediately in the bud. It's very important. And what does it take? Monitoring. Monitoring is good. Law enforcement, legal system. These are areas that we are having a lot of challenges. Most times you even arrest these people, there's no legal law to deal with them.
During an exclusive interview, the general stated that the activities of the USAID have been inexplicable and suspicious, suggesting that their actions appear to strengthen terrorist operations rather than curb them. According to the general, intelligence reports and on-ground realities point to a pattern of support, whether intentional or not, that benefits insurgent groups. We have observed that certain foreign interventions, particularly those connected to the USAID, seem to embolden the terrorists and provide them with the capacity to sustain their operations, he said. He added that this alleged support has not only prolonged the fight against terrorism in Nigeria and the Sahel but has also raised questions about the true motives behind some foreign engagements in the region. Over the years, USAID has operated extensively in Africa, funding programs aimed at improving education, healthcare, and governance. However, operating in regions with complex security challenges can sometimes lead to unintended consequences. Boko Haram, founded in 2002, has been responsible for a decade-long insurgency in Nigeria and neighboring countries. The group's activities have led to the displacement of millions and the loss of thousands of lives. The group's funding sources have been the subject of investigation, with reports suggesting a mix of local and international support, including illicit activities and possibly misappropriated aid. Congressman Perry's claim lacks publicly available evidence directly linking USAID to the funding of Boko Haram. Recently, aid diversion is a known risk in conflict zones. Attributing support to a specific agency requires substantial proof. It's crucial to differentiate between intentional support and the unintended consequences of aid misappropriation by non-state actors. The revolutionary president of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traore, has boldly exposed the hidden role of many Western-backed NGOs in Africa. According to Traore, these organizations are not in Africa to help, but rather to exploit.
Who destroyed Libya? It's this NGO, the same NGO that made false reports and gave them to those who wanted to create a rebellion so that people would intervene and overthrow Gaddafi. And the powder keg ended up being poured into the Sahel. These millions of lives that have been taken in the Sahel, we must file a complaint against this NGO because it is responsible for these false reports it made to support this thesis of attacking Libya.
He asserts that NGOs are being used by the West as tools of manipulation, collecting information, spreading false narratives, and writing misleading reports about African nations to serve foreign interests. They pretend to help, he says, but they are here to control and destabilize us from within. The public's response to Perry's statement has been mixed. Recently, a statement surfaced alleging that white individuals are among the ranks of Boko Haram insurgents. Nigeria's House of Representatives member representing a constituency in Borno State issued a statement suggesting that foreign elements may indeed be involved in the ongoing insurgency.
And he told me, he confessed that even within the Boko Haram insurgents that came, there has been several white men within them. He said so. And that means there is foreign influence in that area. And Mr. Speaker, another issue of concern for this House is that with the exit of Niger, BurkinaFaso and Mali from ECOWAS, it has also posed a lot of threat, especially at the borders of Malampatori and other borders bordering Niger and Nigeria. Because if there is no synergy, this insurgency will pose several threats to the country, not only to Borno State. Mr. Speaker, I would also like to bring to the notice of this House that military should look at how they are going to strategize their modules in fighting Boko Haram, and especially the existence of military formations within towns and cities. For instance, Giwa Barak is located right in the heart of Maiduguri.
The assertion has ignited widespread discussions and raised questions about the dynamics of the conflict. In Nigeria and other affected countries, such claims had been made by prominent Nigerians. This controversy underscores the need for robust oversight mechanisms in aid distribution. Ensuring transparency and accountability can mitigate the risk of funds being diverted to unintended recipients. International agencies must work closely with local governments and communities to monitor aid implementation and address any lapses promptly. We invite you, our viewers, to share your thoughts on this issue. Do you believe international aid agencies are the ones funding terrorism in Nigeria? What are the best steps to stopping terrorism in Africa? Please feel free to leave your comments below. Your insights contribute to a more nuanced understanding of these complex issues. Thank you for watching this analysis on the AFRIPLUS News Channel. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to stay informed on critical topics affecting Africa and the world. Sharing this video helps us reach more people and foster informed discussions. Stay safe, stay informed, and until next time, goodbye.